Welcome to CAB University, the video training series of the SRS Citizens Advisory Board. In the CAB U series, we will help you explore some of the basic information required to understand the workings of the Savannah River site. Waste management operations at Savannah River site involve many types of waste, radioactive liquid waste, and other waste types. After decades of production, Savannah River site is responsible for the management of high-level waste, low-level waste, hazardous waste, mixed waste, transuranic waste, and sanitary waste generated at SRS. The SRS waste programs at SRS deal with management of these different types of waste. But first, we will focus our attention on the solid waste program and E-area operations. The solid waste program strives to reduce the amount of waste generated on site by safely treating, storing, and disposing waste in environmentally efficient and cost-effective ways. Savannah River site facilities generate nuclear and hazardous wastes daily, but only the solid portions of these wastes are sent to E-area for either on-site or off-site disposal at federal or commercial permitted facilities. The solid waste program manages the treatment, storage, and disposal of transuranic waste, low-level waste, mixed low-level waste, hazardous waste, and sanitary waste. Transuranic waste contains alpha-emitting isotopes with an atomic number greater than uranium. Types of transuranic items include discarded clothing, equipment, tools, and rags that are lightly contaminated by radioactive elements heavier than uranium. The radioactivity in transuranic waste decays slowly over thousands of years, which requires it to be disposed off-site at the Waste Isolation Pilot Plant. The Waste Isolation Pilot Plant is a government-owned deep geologic disposal facility located in Carlsbad, New Mexico, that is intended to provide permanent disposal for transuranic wastes in a salt bed located 2,150 feet underground. The next type of waste involved within the solid waste program is low-level waste. Low-level waste includes protective clothing, tools, and equipment that have become contaminated with small amounts of radioactive material. Savannah River site also receives low-level radioactive waste from the Navy's nuclear program. Low-level radioactive waste is disposed on-site within specifically engineered facilities and trenches. However, some types of low-level waste are unsuitable for on-site disposal and are sent to off-site treatment and disposal at federal and commercial facilities. E-area also receives mixed low-level waste in both solid and liquid form. Mixed low-level waste has chemical contamination at a high enough level to be considered hazardous according to the Environmental Protection Agency. Mixed low-level waste is safely stored in E-area facilities until the waste is sent off-site for disposal at commercial facilities. Hazardous waste is toxic, corrosive, reactive, and ignitable materials that could affect human health or the environment. Hazardous waste is also disposed off-site at various commercial facilities licensed by the Environmental Protection Agency and the respected state. Sanitary waste is neither radioactive nor hazardous. It is much like your household garbage. Sanitary waste is classified as garbage or refuse that is disposed off-site at the Three Rivers landfill. Now let's discuss the other side of SRS waste management, the liquid waste program. The liquid waste program at the Savannah River site is focused on safely storing radioactive liquid waste, operating major facilities to treat and disposition tank waste, and emptying, cleaning, and closing waste tanks. These activities within the liquid waste program have profound significance to the community, nation, and world. Let's begin our discussion of the liquid waste program with the tank farms. Liquid radioactive waste is generated at the Savannah River site as byproducts from the processing of nuclear materials for national defense, research, space, and medical programs. The waste, totaling about 37 million gallons, currently is stored in 43 of 51 underground carbon steel waste tanks grouped in 2 tank farms at Savannah River site. Since 1954, the waste tanks have provided safe storage for nuclear waste. The radioactive liquid waste stored in the waste tanks gradually separates and exists in two types: sludge and salt. The sludge, which settles on the bottom of the tank, makes up approximately 7% of the tank volume, but contains roughly half the radioactivity. The sludge waste is sent to the Defense Waste Processing Facility after washing out the salts. The salt waste resides on top of the sludge in a crystallized or more solid form called salt cake, or in a liquid form called supernate, making up approximately 93% of the waste total inventory. Before being sent to the Defense Waste Processing Facility, the salt waste is treated through interim salt waste processing at the actinide removal process and modular caustic side solvent extraction unit. Located within the H-tank farm, the actinide removal process and modular caustic side solvent extraction unit are scheduled to operate as an interim process until the salt waste processing facility is constructed and begins operations. ARP-MCU works together as an integrated system to remove nearly all of the highly radioactive isotopes from salt waste solutions. These radioactive isotopes are sent to the Defense Waste Processing Facility, and the resulting decontaminated salt solution from the ARP-MCU process is transferred to the Saltstone facility. The ARP removes the actinides, which are metallic radioactive chemical elements, by adding monosodium titanate to radioactive salt solutions stored in the two tank farms at the Savannah River site. The monosodium titanate absorbs the actinides and is filtered out of the salt solution. The radioactive monosodium titanate particles are transferred via a feed tank to the Defense Waste Processing Facility. The remaining filtered salt solution is then sent to the Modular Caustic Side Solvent Extraction Unit, or MCU, for further processing. The MCU removes the radioactive cesium by centrifugal force using an organic solvent, and transfers it via a feed tank to the Defense Waste Processing Facility, while the remaining decontaminated salt solution is transferred to the Saltstone Production Facility. In the Saltstone Production Facility, the decontaminated salt solution is mixed with dry, cement-like materials to form a grout for safe, permanent on-site disposal in engineered units called Saltstone Disposal Units. When all of the Saltstone disposal units are filled, they will be backfilled and covered with clay and gravel drainage systems and a vegetative layer to permanently isolate them from water intrusion. Now let's focus our attention back to the Defense Waste Processing Facility. The Defense Waste Processing Facility, located in S area, is the only radioactive waste glassification plant in the United States. Construction began in late 1983, and the facility became operational in March 1996. The Defense Waste Processing Facility converts highly radioactive liquid waste into solid glass form suitable for long-term storage and disposal. In a process known as vitrification, the sludge, along with the actinides and cesium coming from the salt waste, are mixed with frit to make molten glass and poured into a stainless steel canister. Each canister is 10 feet tall and 2 feet in diameter. Once a canister is filled, which weighs approximately 5,000 pounds, the canister lid is welded shut and the exterior is decontaminated. The canisters are then safely stored in underground seismically qualified concrete vaults inside the glass waste storage building, awaiting final disposition out of South Carolina. 99% of the radioactivity in the SRS radioactive liquid waste will be immobilized and contained in this environmentally friendly glass waste form. Ultimately, all the waste in the tanks will be removed and processed into a glass or concrete form, allowing each tank to be permanently closed. Removing waste from the tanks will allow for operational closure of the site's radioactive liquid waste storage tanks. The goal for the waste programs at SRS is to reduce risk by safely treating, dispositioning, and storing waste through the synchronization of various facilities and operations. Thank you for watching this informational video about SRS's solid waste and liquid waste programs. Please complete the short quiz to test your knowledge about these programs. If you would like to read additional material about facilities and processes within this video, please check out the public fact sheets at www.srs.gov.